5 signs you're about to meet the person who changes everything. There are moments in life when the universe whispers, instead of screams, not with fireworks, not with chaos, but with a stillness so profound that something inside you shifts, quietly, permanently. Sign 1. You begin detaching from everything that once defined you, not out of bitterness, but because your soul no longer clings to the familiar noise, the faces, the places, the habits. They start to fade. Not because they're wrong, but because you're not that person anymore. Seneca once wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Before a powerful connection enters your life, the universe breaks your attachments. It makes space by force or by fatigue. You stop chasing the wrong people. You stop explaining your silence. You start finding beauty in your own solitude. And it's in this sacred space that the right person finally finds you. Not because you were searching, but because you finally became still enough to be seen. Sign 2. You begin healing in silence and becoming in secret. You stop announcing your evolution. You stop performing for validation. You grow in the shadows like roots beneath ancient earth. Epictetus taught, if you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. You start saying less and seeing more. You walk with less noise and carry more weight. Not because you've become cold, but because your energy is no longer scattered across people who do not understand your fire. And this fire, this quiet, burning center of your being is what draws the right soul to you. Not the mask, not the highlight reel, but the raw, disciplined version of you that has survived storms in silence. We are not waiting for perfection. We are waiting for alignment. And the person who will change everything will not awaken your ego, but your essence. Because the one who changes everything will not be a savior. They will be a mirror, reflecting the version of yourself you almost forgot was real. You don't find this kind of person by luck. You meet them when you are finally whole enough to no longer need them. And that is when everything changes. Sign 3, you stop looking for intensity and start craving peace. Not the kind of peace that avoids life, but the kind that's earned through inner war. Before someone truly life-changing enters, you begin to lose your appetite for shallow thrills and loud distractions. What used to excite you now drains you. What used to validate you now bores you. You no longer want the storm. You want the eye of it, as Marcus Aurelius wrote. Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. And when you finally rest there, you attract someone who isn't impressed by chaos, but drawn to your calm. Because the soul that is ready for a real connection is one that has already made peace with itself. Sign 4, you no longer chase. You align. There comes a moment when desperation dies. Not because you've given up, but because you've grown up. You stop begging life to give you something you're not yet ready to carry. You stop forcing connections, manipulating timing, or playing roles that drain your soul. Instead, you begin to prepare your character. Not for them, but for yourself. Seneca said, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. But we know better. It's not luck. It's alignment, the person who will change everything. They don't arrive because you're loud. They arrive because you're ready. Not externally impressive, but internally grounded. And once your soul stops chasing, the right soul can finally find you. Sign 5, you faced solitude and didn't flinch. There's a silent gate we all must pass before we meet the one who changes everything. And it's guarded by isolation. Not the kind you post about. Not the trendy kind that pretends to be healing. No, the real kind. The kind that forces you to sit with your flaws, your wounds, your unspoken fears. It is in that abyss when no one is watching, no one is applauding, and nothing is distracting that your essence is burned clean. Epictetus warned, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And the battlefield for that mastery, it's found in silence and restraint, in suffering without complaint,